Hello, hello, hello. Where has the search for the perfect work tablet taken me today? And what I want to talk about, if you can see this, I'm just sorry, let me move my camera thing a bit further away or closer. What I'm going to give you a wee talk about today is the Samsung Galaxy Book 2. This is a 2-in-1, and let me just show you the full effect here. Oh, turn it on. This is, there you go. This is Samsung's version, I suppose, of Microsoft Surface Pro. And everybody who has watched any of my reviews may have perused through my videos and saw my Microsoft Surface Go, the review I did of that, and I really liked it. So the only thing that I couldn't reconcile, to be honest with you, was the screen size of the Microsoft Surface Go. I just found it was just too, let me try and get this nice so you can see it. It was just too small for my use. That 10.1 inch screen was just too small. So anyway, I've went through a few tablets, and my search took me to the this one, which is the Samsung Galaxy Book 2. Quick spec rundown. It's 12-inch screen. It has got a 2160 times 1440 pixel OLED touch screen. Screen is beautiful, really nice. This has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 850, and this one in particular was designed to run Windows 10 on ARM device. I'll talk about that later. 4GB of RAM, 128GB. This one has 128GB of internal memory. It has 8 megapixel rear and 5 front-facing megapixel cameras. Really, they're not. I'm not going to talk about them too much. So just let's talk about the Windows on ARM. Okay, so Windows on ARM. Let's. Is it any good? Right, it is. And it is good on this one. Battery life is excellent. Now, there's a caveat with that. Now, this is not a strong laptop replacement, or what do you call it? A PC desktop replacement. No, this more. Let me just take this off so I can show you here. This is more going to be light office work on the go, entertainment, a bit of everything, and for kind of your mobile office, I think it is more than adequate. Now the thing about ARM on Windows 10 on ARM device is this 32-bit Windows, so there's certain programs, of course, any programs that you want to download will have to be 32-bit programs, and there are some that they say won't work on this at all. I can't tell you which ones, because I'm not really using a lot of programs. I'm using some Office, Open Office, a 32-bit, and a few others. I'm keeping it quite light. I don't want it to be too full of crap that I'm not going to use. So just to be aware of that. I don't know if the Galaxy Book 3 will be a different thing. We'll have 64-bit Windows. To me, it doesn't really make much of a big difference, and within the daily uses of this, I have found this to be quite fast. I haven't noticed any issues at all. Just out of the box, it's in Windows. It's Windows 10 and S mode, so if you can live with that, and it's not that bad, to be honest with you. Again, if you're only using it for entertainment, like office work, that kind of thing, I think Windows 10 and S mode is a viable proposition. I tried it for a while. It just wasn't for me, and because you can only download applications from the Windows Store, I wanted some other applications, so I just took it out of S mode. But S mode is not bad at all, so that's all I want to say. About the actual machine itself, I think it's beautiful. I think it's nicer looking, so I'll have to just let me get it down here so we can see without damaging everything. Really, this kind of machined edge, it's thinner than the Pro Surface Pro, it's lighter than the Surface Pro, and personally I think that it is I think it looks better than the Surface Pro. It's got some big bezels, but so does the Pro, or certainly the older Pro. I know the newer ones are smaller bezels, but this is, I think, pretty lovely looking tablet. You can see here speakers to USB-C, so you need to use an adapter and stuff like that. It has a headphone jack, and the speakers are supposedly tuned by AKG, which we can see here on the, can you see it there? Yeah. So it's fine, sounds fine to me. And here we have fingerprint scanner. So you can see it's pretty svelte, it's pretty thin, and really you can kind of use it. Of course, I'm using it for work purposes, and it's relatively easy to use for one hand. So I'm only going to say, like the Pixel Slate that I had, I'm just wondering if this size of screen is just too big for what I want to use it for regularly, which is not much. I mean, taking it to meetings and that kind of thing, just opening up documents, minutes, agendas, etc. Now, it just might be a wee bit too big for that, but I've enjoyed using it. Now, I was lucky, I got this one from eBay US, and it was sold as a Wi-Fi only, but when I got it, I tried because it have a SIM slot. I tried my SIM card in it, for my data SIM card in it, and it worked. So yeah, so I was lucky. It got I got 4G LTE. Lucky me. Now it does come with the S Pen, and I think the let me see if I can do something here. The S Pen experience is pretty good. I mean, my writing is really quite terrible. Hold on, maybe I'm not. Let me see. Pen. Okay. There you go. I mean, that is my writing. That is my writing. Now you can make the pen obviously thinner, but the writing experience is actually pretty good. I like the pen because it's more natural looking, like normal kind of pen, and compared to the, and I like the Microsoft Microsoft pen. I thought that was good, but I think that the S Pen is just beats it. Now, if I can remember, it sticks on somewhere, or I can't remember now. Maybe it doesn't. Oh, maybe it's with the holder. It's not. It has a holder. I think it's in the box. So I don't know. Can't be bothered looking for the box. Have a magnetic, to stick onto the side. I don't use it because it's not a particularly strong magnet and it looks like it would fall off easy, so I don't use it. But in general, as a stylus, as a pen, I think this is pretty good. And for those who want to take notes on the go, etc., you're I don't think you're going to be disappointed. So I got this. These were, I think, locked to some companies in the US. I haven't seen it in the Middle East, and I didn't see them in Saudi. And I got this one for, I got it at a good price, actually. I'm trying to remember exactly. I think I paid about $400 for this. And as I say, it was sold as a Wi-Fi only because the guy couldn't check. It was in pristine condition, and also now I have 4G LTE version, so it was a really good deal. But in general, they're around about 2,000, about 2,000 riyals, and you know, you have to pay to get it shipped over. Here's another couple of hundred riyals. So they may be available somewhere in the Middle East. I just haven't seen them. Perhaps the Wi-Fi version. And I read somewhere that the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3 is coming out. So you might want to wait. Now, with regards to the keyboard, it's pretty easy enough. It snaps on there. The magnets are strong. Let me just bring this camera back a bit for you. Sorry, just so I can show you this. You can see here that the trackpad, everything is fine. It's kind of raised up a bit here, as you'll see. And the typing is okay. I mean, I don't do a lot of typing. Oh, my daughter's full. I don't do a lot of typing, so it's more than adequate for my needs. Now, I know I did read a few, I did watch a few reviews, and people basically said that the typing was relatively comfortable, but like a lot of these kind of two-in-one things, it's not that great for typing if you have it on your lap. It's not a laptop, so I don't see why people would be really complaining about that. But anyway, that's one of the things. I think in general, for most people, you're not going to be complaining. And when it's got the cover on, and you'll see here, it's not much thicker, and the cover comes with it. So it, unlike the Microsoft Surface Pro, this comes bundled with the keyboard cover and the S Pen. And as I say, there seem to be deals getting cheaper now, around about that 2,000. It's probably around about $600 mark for everything. I think it's still worth it. I think it's a beautiful looking piece of equipment, and unlike some of Samsung's recent tablets, it doesn't look cheap. Actually looks quite expensive. I think it just is really, really good looking. Now, as I said earlier, going back to my specific needs for this tablet, I'm just thinking that the screen might just be a wee bit too big at 12 inches. I might need to be looking at 11, 10.5 for something that I'm going to use all the time. And I'm not saying that I don't like this, and I would like to keep it, but I'm not sure that I can, because I'm thinking I'm going to have to look at something else, and I have something in mind. But if I do, then it's going to be I'm going to have to sell this to fund the next tablet. What else can I tell you about it? Look, I really like it. Okay, if people are just wanting a tablet for just the most basic things, I would tell everybody here that buy an iPad. Okay, if that's all you just wanting some light entertainment, you're not looking at downloading programs or downloading stuff, whatever, iPad. The 2017, 18, 19 iPads are really nice. If you want to go up a wee bit and have a bit more productivity, you could look at the new iPad Air 2019 or the iPad Pro. They're a bit expensive, but the normal iPad for most people is, I think, yep, that's it. But for those at work who want to do a bit more, then really just with the flexibility of a Windows tablet, of course, makes life easier, or even an Android tablet makes life easier. With the Windows, of course, you can plug and play your USBs, transfer files, have your Office open up here, kind of Office on the go at work, and this is relatively easy to carry around. So if you want to do light office work and some entertainment at night, shall we say, some nighttime entertainment, something like this could be the answer to what you want. I just like this because nobody has one. I think it looks cool. Everybody who sees it really likes it, and I've had a few people wanting to buy it, and as I say, it will be probably getting sold if I can get the right price for it, because what I'm looking for is a bit more than what I paid, because I want to buy something else. So if you can handle this screen size, which is slightly smaller than the Microsoft Surface Pro but bigger than the Surface Go, then this could be the tablet for you. It's a beautiful screen, this OLED display. It's very bright, and don't worry about 4 GB of RAM, because everything runs smoothly. Now for games, I did see interviews and saying that it's not particularly for games, but you know, who's going to be playing games? I think light games, browser-based games, you're going to be alright, but anything heavier than that, you're not going to be looking for this. This is really going to be for somebody who is looking for that, some productivity and then some entertainment, especially if you're traveling, whatever, you're a rep. Easy to carry, easy to put in, it's not as big a hassle as a laptop. And we're going to get to the last thing, is about the Qualcomm, specifically designed Qualcomm Snapdragon for this tablet, because of the battery life. Now this the ARM processor just makes a massive difference compared to an Intel processor, and really your battery life is absolutely brilliant. I'm not using it all the time, so I noticed that one charge is going to last days and days. It's just phenomenal compared to what we've been kind of used to with other Windows tablets in the past. And again, for those who are on the road a lot, this may be your answer, or not necessarily this Samsung tablet, but any, and I believe there's a few more Windows on ARM tablets around. That might be your HP. I think have a couple of models, and might be something worth looking at, because if you're not using for intensive stuff, then that battery life could be what you is kind of, you know, the biggest bonus for you. And I think for this is really, really good. So yeah. Anything else? No, I mean, that's about it. Again, for me, I like it. It looks beautiful. It works fine, excuse me. But I'm just thinking that screen is a wee bit too big, and I might have to go down a bit. But let me see if I can sell it. I will. If for the right price, then perhaps I will get the next thing that my eye is fancying. Anyway, that's the Samsung Galaxy Book 2. Any questions, etc., comments, whatever you want, I will do my best. I'm not saying I'm answering very quickly, but I will do my best to answer anything. And thanks for listening to me havering on about this shiny piece of tech. Bye.